Kenya, mawulire mawulire, obusiima bugende. Si butuufu. Tanzania, abaana ba Uganda.
So I hope I will have your attention for just the next 10 minutes. Simple product you are doing. First is introduction. That's the content we'll be covering. Moving forward, a brief of Davis and Shirtliff. Next year, we turn 80. So I think that's a big thing. Anyone who's 80 in the room? Yeah, not yet there. It's a family business. In the engineering distribution, it's actually really grown across those sectors now. We're in 9 countries, about 1,200 staff, $100 million in revenue. So in terms of the products that we have, I know most people just identify Davis and Shirtliff pumps, right? But guys, there's a whole lot more. Is that okay? You need it, we've got it. Is that okay? And I hope you can expand the sort of range that you expect from us. In terms of what our architecture currently looks like, we've got quite a bit of systems, about 24 that support the entire operation. People normally ask, what is Davis and Shirtliff doing with tech or IT? Yes, there's a whole lot going on there in terms of enabling us. So the key challenge that we had on this one was how to sell technical engineering products digitally. It's easy to sell FMCG products that you go on Instagram and you know, hey, this is the dress I want, it looks this kind, or this is the frame or for a picture that I want. But when you're selling engineering products, it's a bit of a different ballgame. And why is that so? It's because most customers are non-technical. And that means in terms of product familiarity, whatever you call it is not familiar for them. The other thing, when you go to platform, do they go on your website or use a mobile app, or do you put it on social media? Imagine finding a generator on social media there and things like that. It's not very friendly, right? Yeah, so things like that. Responsibilities. Is this the responsibility of the developer team or promoters, so within the markets, within the rest of the business? The other key thing is the skill set. If you're going to, and especially when you're piloting, how closely are you working with your digital marketers, or do you need one in your team? That is within IT. The other thing was now order fulfillment. It's well good to sell a product, but you've got to ensure it gets to the customer, right? So how are you working that full through process in terms of competitor pricing? There are people who want to just get on your app so that they can spy on your on your pricing. So how are you taking care of that? Reseller hand-holding, and finally, promotion and incentive conflicts. And I'll be talking about this. Our solution, we came up with a mobile app eventually. So it's basically an extranet, all right? But the bigger thing was, how do we get people to buy using that app? People are used to, every time I want to make a call, every time I want to buy, I make a call to a particular sales customer who I have their number on quick dial, right? Which is very convenient for me. So I get to call them and they get to supply whatever I want. But now we want to rechannel them to go through our app. So the key question is, how did we go about it? So the capabilities on this particular app, it has got that technical literature for the products. It's got the product ordering. Yeah, you've got your customer account. So if you have an account with us, you want to see, this is the credit that I have with you. And when I buy, when I'm past the limit, I should not be able to buy beyond that. The other thing is basically the stocks visibility. Yes, you take this particular item. Within Kenya alone, we've got about 70 stores. And sometimes the stock hold may be different, but you want to know that when I'm picking this item from Kisumu branch, it's there, or there's a way it will be brought to the branch. The other aspect is monitoring, which is some of our technical products, and smart sizing. So on the implementation side, this was our first pilot customer. And I remember this particular one, we had about, how many do you think are developers on this particular photo? This is how you do your pilot if you're serious about it, okay? So there's about 6, 7 developers on this particular trip to see what the first customer who will use the application, what they are saying, what they are clicking and not clicking. And I remember during this particular demo, we had one of those moments. Yeah, he clicked on the product that has no stocks. You know those bits? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But we started off the process there. But then the other key thing we realized over time, and this is just some of the strategies, and this is basically the nuts of this particular presentation. We realized that, hey, you cannot basically target all customers. You've got to identify who are your niche. So if you see from this is basically, we realized, let's get the customers who will do more than 20 invoices, who've done more than 20 invoices at this point in the year. So that's one of the key things we had to identify. So take out that whole list of thousands of customers, shrink it down to just a few. Maybe you're talking about, say, 500 customers who have reached that. The next thing we had to do was implementation. Really, initially, techies are normally passionate about the solution they've sold, they've created, and they want to be on the front line selling it. But we realized the salespeople have a better relationship with their customers. And so the first people you've got to bring on board, this is one of our sales people, and this is actually one of our customers that we had to work with them. And remember, as you take them on, there's a chance that even the salesperson is not comfortable with that technology. So you have to get over that hump, whatever you need to do. And that's sort of the journey that we have to do. And the other bit, and what I've learned, especially on the tech side, I know we overglorify the technical side of things, but the truth is the softer side is basically the bit below the iceberg. You can see on that particular end, after the first order, you have to send on WhatsApp, thank you for your first order, so and so. Is that okay? Just encouraging the customer that, hey, that was the first right move you did. The second thing was implementation incentives. I realized at some point that, hey, if we were going to be peddling this thing and telling them, hey, just buy, no one was going to buy. So at the board, and remember, this took a lot of work to lobby for 1% extra discount in case you buy. And I remember one time this stockist who bought a product, and they called me back and I'm like, hey, my salesperson bought it on the wrong channel. I want it bought on the extranet. Can you reverse that? Because they were talking about a 3 million deal. If you're talking about 3 million, how much are they looking at? They're looking at 30,000. So for them, it's quite a bit of money. So that is the kind of thing that you're looking at. So we pushed for this quite a bit. The salespeople do not want to give out the discount. They were saying, give them 0.5%. So you have to, yeah, give me 4. Eventually we landed at 1, and it's proved to be quite an incentive. The other key thing, working with people, we are selling through people. We came up with basically this, what we call this, a Hall of Fame. And it's acknowledging the top salespeople. So you're sitting there and an email comes through and you find your image and it says, Nicholas is the top salesperson on this particular channel. And what does that do for the people who are helping move the item? It motivates them. They want to be on the billboards. Everybody knows my name. So it's those soft issues that we saw coming in. The other bit really was internally celebrating milestones. I remember when we got, and you'll see the journey of how we got through this coming through the year. When you got to, this is, okay, you don't call it 500 million anymore. You call it 500 million. Is that okay? There's a difference in language. You now call it 500 million. When you hit 500 million, you stop. Is that okay? And you have a party, and we've got a Hall of Fame where you get to showcase this. And the people proudly do it. The other key thing, CRM. You know, the dreaded CRM. How many people have CRMs in their company that work? That work. Thank you for your honesty. Yeah. So we realized we need a CRM just to track our onboarding. That at what stages, how many customers have just been notified? We've got the application. How many have been told, have been onboarded? How many have been trained? You know, because sometimes there's this number we say that, yes, a lot of people have been trained. If it's not measured, it can't be managed. In God we trust, all others must bring data. So it's very clear. And how many have purchased and even done a second purchase? That's the kind of aspect. The other big thing is data. Analytics. Oh my gosh, we've got so much analytics around this and looking at how the customer behaves many different kinds of way. And so that's one of the key things, because we want to have exact conversations in terms of what we are having. What are the results? Let's start with 2022. 2022, we've got about, what you're looking at on the blue is 1.1 million shillings. Is that okay? 1.1 million shillings, about 90 customers. 2023, we've got about, moving on there, about 38 million. How many? 360. Moving on to that point in 2024, we are putting in more effort. At this point, the business is like, hey, you guys, they're getting a bit of confidence. Maybe we can add you someone to, and I guess that's where I have a colleague of mine who's here, Abigail. That's where they joined us, and she attributes this to her joining. You see, this is measurable, right? So when I joined them, these guys were dismal, 300. Now they're at 700. And this year, as we speak, I'm counting on you guys to add me about 63 million shillings to get to the a billion mark. Is that okay? So these are the results that we have seen over time. We expected it to fly off from day one, but that was not it. What are the learnings or reflections? Grit. Get used to trying and failing and repeat. Try again. Collaborate. You want to collaborate across all the team members and different teams. You've got the salespeople, you've got your management team, you've got you've got basically your resellers. You want to collaborate across. Top management support, I talked about that. Lobby where it matters. No one's gonna give you what you need. Just like that. Lobby. That 1%, it looks little, but it was not hard for people to admit. In fact, when I was given the 1%, I was told first, take it for only 20% of the customers. I said no. If I'm gonna, I want it for all. And I brought drama every day until they couldn't hear of it. They gave me the 1%. Insights from data, yeah, don't fly blind. Celebrate the people. I think for me, the biggest learning, the people count the most. Celebrate the people, celebrate the journey. And above all else, I've come to learn a new currency, sell joy. And that's it for my presentation.